Here we go. Hi folks. So as you can see, I'm aimed at the sun. I have about, I think, 1 hour something to image the sun, to look at the sun live. So hopefully there are some people. It is of course Tuesday, Tuesday at 12:30. Is there anybody who is interested or has even the time to look at a live view of the sun? Let's see how we can. So I'm going just to take a tour and just wait for people who might. Oh, that was not so. I will just wait for people who might be able to join. Oh, and here we have the first solar spot. And wow, there's some kind of prominence going on here. So that's pretty cool already. All right, so let's put this into view like this. And if anybody is in the chat, can you please tell me if you hear me talk? I think so, but I'm never sure. So I see that there are just 7 people here. Or already 7 people, I have to say, because I hit the live button 1 minute ago. So hi people, can you hear me? Let's see, because I always have trouble with looking at the chat. Or at reading the chat. Let's see. Hi folks, live views of the sun today. Join if you join us. Something like this. Hello, can you hear me? Ah, I see that my messages are arriving, so I am anyway, yes, I can hear you. Thank you. That's the message I was looking for. Thank you. All right, so what are we looking at? So first of all, this is still, I think, the sunspot, the complex sunspot region 3112. And there's some kind, you can see it here, there's some kind of prominence. If I up the exposure a little bit, you can here clearly see that there are what looks like clouds hanging over the sun. So these are definitely some solar flares that go on. And actually, I think I'm already lucky that it's still. Let me just start with the weather. So the weather here in the Netherlands. Let me show you. This is the weather at the moment. So this is a 3-hour forecast. I'm right here in the Netherlands, so that's northwestern Europe, basically next to the UK, and we will have some clouds at 2 o'clock again. But then it clears up, and I have about 1.5 or 2 hours. So my idea was just to look at the sun until this next deck of clouds hits us, or at least hits us here in the Netherlands. And yeah, what can we say? We're looking at the surface of the sun. I am using, I will put that a little bit like this. I hope you can read it. My solar setup is just a regular refractor. It's an 80mm, 480mm apochromatic refractor telescope that I'm using, together with a fairly new camera, the ASI 678 color camera from ZWO on my EQ6-R Pro Mount that is tracking the sun. So that's what we are looking at. And you're probably going to ask, color? I'm not seeing any color. Well, let me switch to color if you want. So here we go. This is a color view. But for some reason, not some reason, it's just when I put it to color, I lose a little bit of detail, or at least that is my feeling. That's my feeling. That's also when I'm looking at just when I'm eyeballing my cloud, my screen, I can see that it loses a bit of detail. When I show you the sun in mono, then you can clearly see all of these sunspots. So I prefer to look at the sun in mono, and we are looking at the surface of the sun, which is about 5500 degrees Celsius. So that is pretty hot. So yeah, let's take a tour here. I think this is already a nice, you know what? I'm going to capture this first. I will capture this area first so that I have it. Just a 1 minute capture. Let's start here. All right, so 12 people in the chat. Hi, Youssef, welcome. Yeah, so while I'm capturing this, let me also show you this Space Weather Live. So this is basically spaceweatherlive.com is a site where you can see all kinds of activities going on the sun today. And I know that here, this 3112 sunspots region, can I show you this here? That's what we are looking at. And apparently here is some kind of prominence going on, some kind of solar flare. And when we look at solar flares, we can see it here. I'm just out of luck maybe, because I think, because here to this morning at, for me, like 9:30, 9:45, we had this massive M-class solar flare, but I missed it. So hopefully we will see an outburst again. And also maybe I can, because we can check out the sun and see if there's any residual, how to say that? Residual flaring still visible. So without further ado, let me just go back to a live view of the sun. So I captured this area, and this is something I didn't see before. So that's already interesting. And let me move around. So here we go. I see here 13 people joined me, so that's already nice. It's Tuesday in the afternoon, so for me at least. I don't know where you are in the world. Sandra, mono is better. Yes, Sandra, I agree. Here we have another small little prominence going on. It's, I would say, a C-class flare. Right here. I can up the gain a little bit so you can see it. Ah, it's a small one. So interesting. Always interesting to see these flares, and I have to up the exposure a little bit to actually show you the flare, so I'm losing a bit of detail on the surface while I'm doing that. So here we have a little flare going on, and here also not so big, but there is definitely something of a flare going on. So let me first check the rest of the outer disk of the sun, see if we can detect anything going on, right? Right. There's a little bit of flaring here, as you can see. And I'm drifting. Whoa. Okay. Okay, let's move further back up. Or this is maybe down. I'm not sure. And what's happening here? Ah, it's relatively quiet, but I'm hoping for like that I will be in luck and see a big, huge solar flare. Ah, here is definitely something going on. What's this? This is a bit higher than the rest. So let's expose it a bit more. So here we clearly see an outburst here of solar flares. Pretty cool. Lunch break. Dries is having a lunch break in Germany. Hi, thank you for joining me during your lunch break, Dries. We are looking at, this is a solar flare. I just detected on the sun 1 second ago. Oh, I will definitely capture this. It's pretty cool. What is my 17 milliseconds? Yeah, I'm always, I will do it like this. Let's center that flare. It can be a little bit down. Of course, I just put my mount roughly to the north, so I'm not exactly polar aligned. but it's tracking pretty well as far as I can see. Let's see if we are taking here. This is a pretty awesome flare, I think. Maybe this is still the leftover of the M-class flare, I don't know. That is pretty cool. So we start capturing it. What should I do? Maybe I can also say number of frames 500. I'm about, because my resolution right now is 3840 by 2160. So this is a pretty high resolution, and as a result, my frame rate drops. But I do like this full view of the sun. So anyway, lunch break in Belgium. Let's look at that solar flare. Maybe I will attempt to do a time lapse of this particular solar flare. It looks interesting, or at least I think so. So all right, so 400 captured. Oh, and my frame rate drops to 4 when I'm capturing. Yeah, still not the best solution. But anyway, I will not complain. I'm already happy that we have some clear skies and we can actually see the view of the sun. And yesterday, of course, we had a full moon. So already also went out, not yesterday, but the day before, to look at some planets and the moon. Also did a live stream on Sunday night. So if you're interested in that, you could check out that particular live stream. So I hope you like these live images of the sun, these live captures. If you do, please hit the like button. And if you don't, you don't. That's also possible. But I think this solar flare is pretty cool to watch. Do you use some filters other than sunfoil? Well, actually, oh, you can't see it. That's always the case when I'm imaging the sun. You can't see my setup. I have a little description here. So let me put it up here so you can see it at least for now. So I'm using a special Daystar Quark Chromosphere. And this gives me a hydrogen alpha look of the surface of the sun. So it's a Daystar Quark Chromosphere, and the reason I bought it is that when I lower the exposure, you can see here all kinds of, yeah, sometimes sunspots, or at least activity going on the solar surface. And that's what the special Daystar Quark Chromosphere filter is all about, to give you that cool surface look of the sun, and you can look at some sunspots and activities. And when you up the exposure of that Quark Chromosphere filter, you can actually see some prominences, or the solar flares we're looking at right now. So it changed, right? So I think I just missed the outburst, and this is the leftover of the outburst. So okay, this is a pretty cool flare. Let's move on and see if we have any other activity going on. So 15 people here. Thank you for joining me. Here we have another interesting region. So some of the flaring going on here. And I think it's always the question, is this the start of a big flare? Or is this just, will this remain like this in size? So yeah. I'm pretty new at solar viewing and solar imaging, so yeah, I'm still learning. Do you? Oh yeah, and also, besides my Daystar Quark Chromosphere, I use an IR cut filter as well. So that's an infrared cut filter. It should help me to enhance details. To see the details on the sun. So here, yeah, that's a small one also, but still interesting. And then we're back at where we started, I think, at least in terms of the tour of the sun. Yeah, here we started here. Here, and this, I like this because we have this interesting combination of a small flare going on, or at least in terms of height, but it's pretty huge in terms of like the oh, some clouds go rolling in. So can I capture both? So this is like the sunspot view, and we see the clouds. So here we have the sunspot, and we have the solar flaring going on. So that's pretty cool. We're learning with you. Yes, Dries. If you have any recommendations, I'm happy to hear them. Or any questions about the sun, we can of course find out together. Do you? Yes, space from my home. I just told you that I have a Daystar Quark Chromosphere as a filter, so we can look at the surface of the sun. And for those of you who just joined, so I'm doing regular live streams, or at least I try to do when the skies are clear, of the sun, but also the moon, the planets, and deep sky imaging. And yeah, so you're welcome to join when I'm live, and thank you for being here. And of course, for me, I'm in Northwestern Europe in the Netherlands, so I can show you here on the weather map. I'm right here, but let's see, there are some clouds rolling in. And that is what we are seeing right now. But I think it's a small band of clouds, so hopefully they will pass, and we will have a nice live image of the sun. There is here this cloud band, so it's definitely not perfectly clear in the Netherlands, unfortunately. Right. So yeah, that's always the case when you're live imaging, of course. A Daystar Quark space. And good afternoon, Dave. Can you advise which filter to use? Yeah, there are two types of filter. You have the regular sun filter for telescopes. You should check out the type of telescope your daughter has, Tracy. And there's a relatively cheap solar filter you can use, depending on whether it's a Newtonian refractor. You need different types. You will not have this view of the sun, but you will have the opportunity the sun will be basically a yellow disk, and you will be able to see these sunspots together with your daughter. So that's already pretty nice. But if you want this advanced view of the sun, you can also go for... that's why I didn't actually... I will also add Daystar Quark Chromosphere to the description, so you know that I'm using that filter. And that's a much more expensive solution, but that gives you this cool look of the surface of the sun. So yeah. And yeah, I'm not a native English speaker. You already heard that, by the way, I think. So I'm Dutch, trying to do my best speaking English. So I also have this, the solar scope. I can look at some information. So it gives me some information on the sun. I was planning on checking that out. So what can we say? The sun, it's about... blah blah blah. It has a 25-day rotation period. Interesting. So the sun also spins. And what is it here? The surface temperature is 5,500 degrees Celsius. So that's about the same in Fahrenheit, I think. About 5,000 degrees. Mainly composed out of hydrogen and helium. So, and this, of course, right now it says that the distance should be about 150 million kilometers. Does it say here? The distance is, yeah, on average 149.6 million kilometers. And that's of course also one astronomical unit. So always nice to check that out. Here we are again with the live look. So that means that because we are looking at the sun from that distance, from 150 million kilometers distance, and the speed of light is it's super fast, it's 300,000 kilometers per second. but not 150 million kilometers per second. So actually it takes light about 8 minutes to travel from the sun to Earth. That's what I want to say. So we are looking at a picture of the sun that happened, or at least a view of the sun. It's not a live view. This is a view that happened 8 minutes ago. And we are only receiving this light now, so that's pretty cool. So what is this? Is this my telescope error, or is this a huge flare going on? Strange stuff. I don't think it's the telescope, because it remains... Hopefully it's not a... What is this? Can anybody who has more knowledge of the sun tell me? This is pretty freaking strange. It's like a glaring... Is this a flare? Just maybe a flare pointed directly at us? Because of course when the flare happens on the edge of the disk, we can of course look at the outburst like into space with the black background. So that's cool. But of course flares can happen, I think, all over the sun. I think we're just watching this develop. What do you think? I don't know. Am I correct? Oh, great, man. I'm going to capture this. This is cool. This is cool. I'm going to... What is this? So I have image... So my Daystar Quark filter arrived about... Can I also do 1000 frames or something? Or maybe... Yeah. Whatever. So I'm capturing. My Daystar Quark filter for the sun only arrived about 3 weeks ago. So these are one of the first live views I'm actually able to get from the surface of the sun. So I'm pretty new at this. So any kind of remarks I make that turn out to be nonsense, yeah, I will learn with you here on this live stream. And of course, when I learn something new, I will share it with you. And it's been there for a while. Thought it was dust on the lens. Yeah, Dries, for me the same. But when I moved the telescope, it's not in the same position. So I don't think it's dust. Right? So I'm capturing right now, but I will move up and down when I'm done capturing this video. Oh, and by the way, I should have checked this. Because I also did some lunar and planetary imaging. So I think my hard disk is about full. So I need to delete some files. So I'm going to try to do that. So, but it is, I think this is a flare in progress. Cool. It's been there for a while, yeah. Thanks, Dries. You are more observing than I am. Okay, this is pretty cool. We are going to track it. So guys, if you... Oh yeah, here we go. Sorry for this, but I need to check the space I have left on my hard disk. Should have done this before, sorry. Alright. Let's go to... Oh, this is Dutch Bureaublad, desktop. So where is that folder? Oh my god, it's super slow. Sorry for this. Shirocap captures. And we are 11, so these are the captures I've taken. I will throw away the rest. That's Jupiter. So I imaged Jupiter, Saturn and the Moon on Sunday night. So we need to get rid of these files. Sorry, my network is lagging a lot, so... And there's actually a computer below my telescope right now, and that computer is recording the sun. Ah, come on. Delete. Oof. Verwijderen. Oh, here we go. Again. Yes, I want to delete them permanently. As fast as possible, please. Oh, and just when I'm... Yep, that's live for you. So just when I'm deleting the files to make space for a nice time-lapse maybe of that particular flare, the clouds roll in. But as I said before, I think there are small bands of clouds here, and I'm just hoping that they will dissipate again. So I will just check outside. Yeah, now I can definitely see it's not the lens, Dries, because of these clouds. You can see that that spot that we were tracking, that the super bright spot, is actually also dimming. So that's not my lens, I think. I'm going to look outside whether or not these clouds will pass soon. Yeah, okay, I'm confident that, not so nice capture, but I'm confident that they will go away. Because there are small clouds and they will pass. So once in a while we have a dropout like this, and we have to wait for the cloud to pass, and then the sun will probably be back into the field of view. So, who do we have in the chat? Still Dries? It's exactly the same spot. Yeah. That's the question then, huh? We will only know. Maybe we can check out, because we have a cloud, we have a small cloud, so we can check out the space weather live. Yeah, is there any kind of, I don't know, because here is the flare data. So you see C-class solar flares are almost always happening. Oh, here, poof. Ha ha ha. So when was this? This is 10:51 UTC. That's England, UK time, I think. And we are 2 hours ahead. Yeah, that's now. That's the thing we're looking at, I think. So here you can see, this is like the flare activity when it's green. Can you see my screen, by the way? So when it's green, you can see that, okay, normal kind of C-B activity going on. B is even less. So green is quiet, basically. And then, poof, we have this peak. All of a sudden, it's like it's 10:49. So that's 12:49 for me. And it's now 12:58. So I'm pretty confident that that's this thing. But how can I check it? More data. Does it also have like images like I'm doing, where it shows the flare, where the flare is on the sun? Maybe we can click this one. Yeah, here, I think this is it, right? 10:46 UT. Oh my god. So cool. Okay, the sun's back. Definitely, I think this is the flare. Is it? I don't know. Maybe we should just recheck the whole sun to see if there are any other kinds of flares. So let's do another round and let's check out the disk of the sun again. So we have this here going on. That's pretty cool. I will do another round, and I think the sun is upside down for me. As compared to the picture I just showed you. So because this is the complex sunspot region, that's quite obvious, and it let me just check. It shows that sunspot region to be on the upper right of the sun, more or less. So I can flip my image to mirror the exact image they are showing. Maybe a bit nerdy, but I want to go back to that sunspot, and it needs to be on the top right. So where is that? I can do that in SharpCap. I can flip the image, but what way? Let's see, image controls. Yeah, that's not it. There's some, oh, you flip horizontally, maybe. Nope, vertically. Yeah. This is the view. This is the same, because we have here the solar flares. It's definitely something on the sun, Dries. Here you can see now some kind of details also. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I think this is the big activity. But let's check out the rest of the sun. All right. So we have a solar sunspot here. Let's go down. Maybe up the gain a bit so we can see some solar flare activities on the side also. But it could also be on the sun, so that makes it more complicated. Let's go down. Here we have some activity going on, but is this an M-class flare? I don't think so. What's this? This here is also pretty huge. Right. So guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up if you want. Whoa. This is pretty awesome. But not M-class, I think. Good afternoon, Wido. Yeah. Oh, that's also good, Tom. Good to mention that. On the 25th of October, at least in the northwestern part of Europe and also parts of Asia and Russia also, we will have a partial solar eclipse. So I'm really hoping that we have some clear sky so I can show you that live view of the solar eclipse. Still seeing my browser? Still? Oh, God. Thanks for telling me that. I'm such a noob. All right. So here we are again. So these are two flares going on right now, but I don't think this is the M-class flare. So let's move on. Let's see if we can see something else. This thing, this could also be it. Here, this big, pretty huge, I think, but I'm still new at looking at the sun. So is this an M-class outburst? Yeah, just tell me. Okay, so anyway, this is the other interesting part, I think, today. Let's move a bit back. Okay, let's check it out. Going forward here. That could maybe be also an M-class, I don't know. And going north again. So we're looking at the live view of the sun for those of you who have joined in a little bit later. And 21 people watching, so that's already cool. It's Tuesday afternoon, so I'm happy. Thanks for joining. Yeah, here's another. Nah, it's not big, right? This is, I think, business as usual for the sun. I think this is business as usual. I'm not sure, but all right, go back. Whoa. Go north. Right. Here we have a little bit of flaring going on. It's not much. Here on the background, I could zoom in, but it's nothing compared to the flare on the bottom of the sun. And now we are back to these sunspots and this type of activity. So what do you think? Is it this? I don't know. It quieted down again. This. Oh, I'm so new at this. So I think there are different ways of looking at flares. So the flare can be on the sun here directly coming at us, and maybe we can then see it as a bright flash. Whereas when it's happening on the side of the sun, or at least in terms of our vision towards the sun, then we can see this big flare go bursting into space. And oh, this is the second cloud here. Yep, it's hopefully not big. I just wanted to capture this. And what is this kind of line? This is some kind of electromagnetic activity going on the sun. I will have to read into it, or have to read books on what we can see on the surface of the sun. All right, we're back. So I'm going to capture this. We don't have super clear sky, so anything I can get, I will get. Oh, no, no. So anyway, with these clouds, you can see that I'm live streaming, right? So that's that's clear. Oh no! Please go away. Macarono, Daystar Quark Chromosphere. No need for solar filter in front of the scope. Now the Daystar Chromosphere, maybe I should make a video to. I think if you Google it, you will find others that use that same setup. But I will. I was actually planning on showing you how I work with this Daystar, and it's basically super easy. You can drop that Daystar Quark Chromosphere in your telescope. And then it is recommended that you also use an IR cut filter in front of that Daystar Quark Chromosphere, and then your camera fits on the back end of that Daystar Quark. So that's how you use it, and you don't need to put any kind of filter in front of your scope. So I'm going. Yeah. We have clear skies again. Let's capture it while we can. I don't think it's a good. We have too many clouds to do a time lapse. When we want to do a time lapse of something developing, we need clear skies across maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, and there's still some clouds in the air. Anyway, pretty cool. So this is a complex sunspot region. Oh, here's this big tail end. I should have maybe gone down a little bit. There's also some activity here. So I'm trying to capture maybe 1,000 frames. So yeah, this is the point where I also always ask you if you would like some music, but nobody seems to like music on a live stream. Let me know what you think. Oh, this is pretty cool. And this is always, I think maybe I will check out the focusing, but it's always, I think that I can focus better, and when I turn the knob, then basically it turns worse. Oh, there's something cheaper out there, Tom, then we should definitely check that out. Tun, 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 tun. Let's see. I like this. I will take another capture here. I will just check the focus again, and I will then take another capture. Just a minute. Going outside. Ja, dat moeten wij niet doen. Maar het is wel echt wel... ik weet wel niet wat het is. Ik ga even kijken op Wikipedia. Oh. Hey guys, this is about the sharpest I can get. don't think it's any sharper than it used to be, but all right. It's going to 1000 frames, 3 minutes. Wow. So I have a really slow capturing speed. Maybe when I reduce to 1000, just zoom in on that particular spot here, like this. Yeah, but then I lose a lot of detail, I think. I will keep that full view. I don't think I need a lot of frames anyway. Right. Let's go back to the chat. Thunderstruck. Music is not bad, Nelson. Is it bad? Music is. I like music. Perhaps everybody can put up music if they want to on their own device, their own mobile. Yeah, here we go again. So clouds. All right. I think I will go to that fountain on the bottom, that flare activity. And this is what makes it hard to. I would love to do a time lapse to see how these flares develop. I didn't get a chance to do that because of this kind of weather, where we have, yeah, these small clouds. They are continuously moving over our sky. All right, yeah, here we go again. That's too bad. But I will here. So this is the other part I wanted to capture, but this is a flare, so I need a clear sky for that. No! Can anybody do a cloud dance? So well, we'll just have to wait. Yeah, let's check that weather app again. So what's now going on? Because I thought we would have clear skies, at least for a couple of hours. But yeah. Yeah. So I'm here in Utrecht. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see it. So this is, it's now 1:15 for me, more or less. So you see, there's this what is it? This cloud, this patch of clouds, but it didn't hit me yet. So why are we already? I think we're already seeing something like this, and it passes at 3 o'clock even. That's too late. So yeah, that's what you get when you're living in the Netherlands. Let's go back to the sun. We see a little bit of the sun. I'm still waiting for that one perfectly clear day where I can track the sun for hours at a time, and then hopefully we will have a nice flare. Yeah, now I have to up my gain quite a bit to just see a glimpse of it. So I will wait for a minute because I do think we have a couple of, yeah, here we go again. Nope. Whoa, yeah. Here we have it. This is the flare I was talking about. Let's center it. It's like the sun is on fire. But I think it is because of the clouds. Yeah, definitely. Here we go. Green swamp server. No, I didn't. You know, I'm just sticking to the things that work. That's what I usually do. So my ASCOM and EQ mod, it never died on me, or how do you can say it? It always works. So, and it's super easy to do it. So why should I switch to another? That's my thinking always. When it works, it works. Whoa. Nelson. Oh yeah, my voice is clearer than with the sound behind. Okay. Thank you, Nelson. So yeah, we lost the sun of the game, but definitely no sun in sight. Yeah, we go again. Let's lower the gain. So guys, thanks for joining at least, even when the clouds roll in. Still 16 people. I will check it. Yeah, you can see it here on the screen. So we just have to pray. That's the only thing we can do. Yeah, it's please. And here we are again. Not really. Yeah. I want a good look of that flare activity. That needs to be clear. Still some clouds, you can see it. Let me just try to capture it now. And now I am always... no. Again! Yeah, we need clouds, we need rain, okay, but can we just have some clear skies for the next 30 minutes? It would be great. I'm going to check out outside again, if this will continue to happen. Yeah, there's still a lot of these what we call stapelwolken. So I think I will wait for another 10-15 minutes. If it's not clearing up by then, I will just leave the sun for what it is for today. But at least we got some views that were interesting. But I will stick around for another 10-15 minutes. I saw a couple of blue patches still. So I'm hoping to go back to the sun and have at least maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Let's check out that space weather again in the meantime. So is it still... Yeah, here, this, I think, here, it was super sudden. This is, sorry, so this is solar activity for the past 2 hours. And this graph basically shows you the flares of the sun. So it has been pretty quiet all morning for me. So this is my time. So this is the Netherlands. We have this is somebody. Oh wait, there's somebody at the door. Hoe is het? Zijn we lekker vroeg thuis? Kom je zo aan? Yeah, so my daughter was banging at the door. She couldn't get the door open. She just came home from school. But anyway, so this flare happened to 10:52 UTC, and I think we are still 2 hours ahead of UTC in summer. So that would be about 12:52. I think it was early on in this live stream. I have to check when I rewatch it. Let's go back to the sun. Still no luck. I think there will be at least one patch of blue sky, and I'm waiting for that. So. Macarono, you can check out Daystar Quark Chromosphere videos, so you can check out how it works. And definitely what it does, it reduces, of course, the energy of the sun a lot before it hits the camera. And your telescope is basically, didn't you play with the, how do you call it, vergrootglas? Magnifying glass, I think in English. When you played with magnifying glass, you don't put a filter in front of your magnifying glass. It's okay. So, but what you can do, of course, is to focus the sun rays, and then what's behind your magnifying glass gets bright. So that's why you need the Daystar Quark Chromosphere to put in at the back end of your telescope. You put it in to reduce the energy, and there's where the filter is. And then after that filter, you put the camera. So that's, I think, the best I can explain how the Daystar Quark Chromosphere work at the moment. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to capture it right away. I'm not going to waste any time. Or, yeah, it's not perfect, eh? Still, I do want maybe 1 minute of perfectly clear skies. That would be enough to at least capture this cool look. It's dying out, I think. No? Start. I will just capture it. So, right, no reticle. Here we go. The sun is back. Thanks for the company. Go back to, yeah, Dries. You have more important things to do. Thanks for joining. Since your weather, I think it would be difficult. Many clouds coming from the north. NO, Norway? Oh, yep. Ah, at least I could show you a live view of the sun for an hour or so. Yeah, here we go again, clouds. Yep. Right, yeah. Do another capture. Oh, I'm still capturing. You know what? I will quit this, and since my FPS is not so fast anyway, I will go for about 500 frames and keep it to one. I will just do 1 minute captures and hope for the best. That's what I'm going to do. Is it centered? No, but I think. Are we? Yeah, we are tracking the sun. We are tracking the sun. Oh, here we go again. Yeah. Difficult, tricky. So my next capture, if there will be any, will have a time limit of 1 minute. I can do the capture, of course. Let's start. But yeah. Is that cool to just show you clouds moving over the sun? I don't know. It might be a nice piece I could use. Oh, nope. And we're gone again. Dave, you're chatting. So guys, we are looking at 5,500 degrees Celsius. What's that in Fahrenheit? It's almost the same, I think. 5,500 degrees Celsius. in Fahrenheit. So for those of you watching from the US, oh, it's definitely not the same. It's about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Whoops. So okay, I will remember this for those watching in the places where they use Fahrenheit. So 5,500 degrees Celsius, the surface of the sun, and almost 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So, and of course we are looking at, we're not looking at anything right now, but if we do have a live view of the sun, the sun is pretty huge in size. So when I put up the picture of the sun here in Solar Scope, this is Solar System Scope, an app I'm using. Here you can actually see the entire solar system. It's cool with the positions of the planets. So right now you can see that Jupiter, because I have many questions about Jupiter, because I think 3 weeks ago I made a short video about Jupiter being in opposition. So and you can see that the Earth and Jupiter are still pretty well aligned, so that means that Jupiter is pretty close to Earth, or the closest it can be in its orbit around the sun. And some people think that Jupiter is now not visible anymore or anything, but when you look at this app, can I go back? Yeah, so you can clearly see that Jupiter is still pretty much in opposition. It's not exactly the shortest distance, but still pretty close. And so when you look up during the night, when you look up at dusk, you will see Jupiter in the eastern sky. So it's just what I want to mention, and it will stay with us for a couple of months, because Jupiter's orbiting, I think, the sun every 10 years, so it will be visible for the next couple of months. Do we have a live view? I see sometimes I see the sun getting back here outside of my window, and then it's gone again. Yeah, sorry for that, guys. I can't influence the weather. That would be perfect if we know how. This is my live view right now. Please come back. Come back. It's not coming back. It's not. Wait for another 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes. So guys, if you have any questions about the setup, so I hope I gave a good explanation for the Daystar Quark Chromosphere filter I'm using. I'll check outside again. Yeah. So it is pretty frustrating. There are patches of blue skies, but not in front of the sun. So in front of the sun we have this big dark cloud hanging over it right now. That's so super unfortunate. Still waiting to go away, because there are two interesting regions. If you wind, so for those of you who joined later on, we did have clear skies, or at least a clear view of the sun when we started this live stream, and I did detect some complex sunspot region. That sunspot region is there. It has been there for the past, I think, week now, with some kind of strange explosion, I think, going on in that region, which we got a glimpse of, and there was one bigger flare type of activity going on the edge of the sun. So that's what I wanted to image right now, and I'm waiting for the cloud to leave the sun. how do you say this? The clouds to move away from the sun. I'm wondering, why are you not at work? Because I'm imaging the sun. Since the sun activity is rising again, don't worry, you will have good images. Yeah, I also saw that the sun basically has these 9-year cycles? 25-year cycles. Now I'm confused. But I know that we are like, there's a peak in activity on the sun. Is it every 7 or every 9 years? Solar cycle, I will check it out. Blah blah blah. I can use this one. What's the matter with these solar cycles? "25. So every 25 years the sun goes, it's basically the climate of the sun. All right. Do we have a current cycle graph, something like that? Or is it in the Space Weather Live? I don't know if it is. Here, M153. Yeah. That was the maximum X-ray flux. So that's above normal, way above normal. Is there also some information on the cycle of the sun? I don't think so. This is just hands-on today. Weather activity going on the sun, right? Yeah, I think so. So anyway, I think we will. I looked it up, but I forgot again. Solar cycle. This? No, it's why it doesn't have future. So I'm looking at past solar cycles here. Images. 25. Here we have it. Yeah, so July 2025, that's what I was looking at. So of course NASA helps us out here. Oh, European Space Agency, it's an ASA graph I'm looking at right now. So the 2020 we had a solar minimum, 2020. And now we're in 2023 and we are going towards 2025, which will have a peak in solar activity or predicted peak based on previous cycles. But I also see that oh, you cannot see it, of course. Can I show you that graph? I don't know if you're interested. We're still here in. Okay, wait, I lost the chat. Okay, so let me show you that graph. I'm still hoping for a live view. But in the meanwhile, how can I put that up? I think if I add my, is the window capture? I think so. Window capture graph. Create new. Do I have that graph somewhere? Not solar scope. Not this one. This one. Okay. Can you see it? So this is the graph I'm looking at. So based on the sunspot number, yeah, you can clearly see that these here this is a graph from 1965 to 2030 predicted, and apparently, so in 1970 we had a pretty big solar activity and even more sunspots than based on the number of sunspots, a more active sun, more than 200 per day. I don't know, is it sunspot number, but it doesn't mention the time. Anyway, so pretty large here, and you see the last peak, yeah, was a bit less in 2012, something like that. So they're predicting the same peak in 2025, but you can already see that that we are above average on the solar climate here, the activity. So it will probably, hopefully, be again like 1990. That would be perfect. Anyway, I still have no sun, guys. Oh, no. Okay. So now that I know that knowledge, I should not forget it. I'm going to have one last look outside and hope for the best. I will check out if there are any blue patches of sky coming our way. Okay, I'm not giving up yet. I'm not giving up yet. It's really, there's this thick cloud and it's moving super slowly. But I see that there is a blue patch of sky after that cloud will pass. But it will take some time, because now we have, this is like a clear patch within the cloud, and we have, I think maybe another 5 or 10 minutes of clouds, here we go again, left. So I'm just, if you want to stick around for that, hopefully clear view, you are welcome to. I'm going to. So what else can we discuss in the meantime? So at least we have here solar activity. For those of you who joined later, we are looking at a live view of the sun in mono, in black and white, and can change it to color. Here, this is a color image. And you can see it's cloudy. Pretty cloudy. But we did, at the beginning of the live stream, we were able to look at the sunspot region, pretty cool, and some flares. And now we are waiting for a cloud to pass. So I'm definitely hoping to do more of these live streams from home. I just moved to this place, and it took me about 2 months to get settled with the kids and my wife. And yeah, now this is one of the first times again. I think I started my astrophotography, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. Anyway, the sun makes up 99% of the mass of the solar system. Yeah, we can talk about that. The mass of the sun is 500 times greater than that of all the planets around it, yes. So Tom is giving us very interesting information about the sun. So for anybody who thinks that we are important on Earth, yeah, because, oh, maybe I can also show it here. We're just still waiting. When the clouds will dissipate, I will move over directly to the live view, of course. But why, can you see the sun here? So what do I want to do? So when I zoom out, how do I do this? So this is most of the time how the planets are predicted in the sun, or how do you say it? How the planets are drawn, like how they are pictured. So when you look at images like this, like Earth, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, you can see, oh, Earth. Well, it's close to the sun, it's very big, it's almost the same size of the sun. But this is not a realistic view, so they are just enlarging these planets a lot. So a lot of people think, oh, the sun is maybe about the size of the moon. I think there is some option, so let me check it here. That gives us a real time. First of all, let's hide the comets. Oh. Show the stars. Where is that? Asteroid belt off. Hide. Constellation lines off, so okay. And then scale grid. I think, is it scale grid? I'm thinking about how can I do that? So I know that there is a setting here that actually gives us, is this? No. I'm still figuring out how this works. No, this is not what it is. Maybe this solar system. Not really. So can I think it's in the settings, right? Oh, here, realistic, yeah. Okay, here we go. So this is how the solar system is often pictured, with these big planets. But you have here, oh, again. But you have here realistic. So now this is the true. So here we have basically the sun, and you see some small little dots. And those super little dots that are a bit bigger than the rest of the starry background, those are the planets. So that's the real thing, what's going on. And I think in the diameter we can fit about, what was it? How many Earths in the diameter of the sun? Oh, I lost the chat again. That often happens. Let me try to get the chat back. All right, but anyway, you get the idea. So 99% of all of the material in our solar system is actually the sun. So that's what Tom trying to explain to us. Okay. Let's check out the real. Still that cloud. It will pass. Yeah. These proportions. It's nice for kids to look at. Like you have a big Earth and a big Venus and a big Mars. An even bigger Jupiter. All right, yes, please come back. We are looking again live at the sun. Or not? Ooh. Okay, I don't think I can keep this up much longer. So it's 13:43. I will wait for another. I always say this, but I think I mentioned it already that I'm going to stick around for another 10-15 minutes, right? Google says 109. So 100, basically more than 100 Earths in the diameter of the sun. So that's only the sun from left to right. So that information is interesting, because then we can kind of think about how big the flares are we are hopefully looking at when this cloud is gone. Please. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just going to wait. Yeah, hopefully this is maybe for at least a minute. Oh, here we go. You know what? No centering, just pressing start here. So if we look at this flare here, how big is it? So when 110 Earths or 100 something Earths can pass, can be put to in the diameter of the sun, then this is maybe 1 Earth, right? So that's the scale we are looking at. It's pretty awesome to see. So I'm definitely not centered, but I was too happy to just see the surface again. Let's hope we will get maybe a couple of minutes now. It's drifting a little bit. I'm not exactly polar aligned. Yeah, it was to be expected. 46 seconds already without a cloud. I can't believe it. Yeah, the volume, yeah. That's another thing. So we basically can fit more than 1 million Earths inside the sun. Whoa, look at that. So I will be centering this. Maybe I should up the exposure a little bit. What do you think? And then start the capture again. Oh, I'm almost sure that the clouds will return, but come on. Yeah, west, yes, we're in luck. Start. I cannot think about it too much now. I just need to capture it to hopefully get a nice picture. It's not, the skies are definitely not good enough for a time lapse, but at least I want a picture of it. So is this the M-class flare that is dissipating right now? That's what I'm thinking. Wow, yeah, this is a good view. Ooh. Capturing. 30 seconds to go. I think I will make 3-4 captures and then move back to the sunspot region. Or maybe 2 and then move back to the sunspot region, because you can still see there are clouds. You can see it. But it's pretty cool to look at. So, come on. How many? Yeah, captured. Okay, one more. You can see it in the exposure. When you see the changes in brightness, that means that there are still clouds in the sky, of course. Or my camera is acting up, but I don't think so. This is a new camera. The ASI 678, for those who are actually interested in setups. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy. I'm getting something. Guys, I will try to share, if it's any good, I will try to share it on my feed. I think I shared today a couple of wide field. Did it actually post? Let me check. I try to, where is it? Oh, I have to leave the chat to check. But anyway, I think I posted today, if the scheduling went correctly, I posted the 2 wide field views of the planets with Saturn and Jupiter with its moons. It's pretty excited about that, although I only have an 8-inch aperture telescope, so that's definitely, you can see the planets, but they still appear as pretty small dots in the field of view. But anyway, I was happy to see the moons and to identify what moons they were. So the Galilean moons at Jupiter and also at Saturn. I'm more familiar with the Galilean moons than with the moons of Saturn. I only knew Titan, but I saw 3-4 others. So that's also cool. Anyway, I'm babbling. Okay, I took 2. Hopefully we have 400 frames. Maybe I can get a nice picture out of that. Let's move back to that sunspot. I don't think there are any other super active regions, or it should be in the middle of the sun. We didn't check. So here we go, we're back. Oh, it's so nice to be back. Real time, live, or at least 8 minutes. This light we're looking at left the sun 8 minutes ago. Always important to remind that even speed has a maximum speed, or even light has a maximum speed. So we have a sunspot here, a sunspot here. I didn't see them before, I didn't notice it. So close to my tracking device here. Also pretty cool, but the most interesting region, I think, still is this sunspot, although I captured it a number of times already. And we still see some activity there, so I'm kind of hoping they will become more active. But in the meanwhile, is this nice? So like this? I think so. Let's try to capture it like this, so we have the edge of the sun and the active sunspot region. So let's start the capture. I'm not going to think a lot. Let's do it. Go camera. Please, Klaus, stay away for another 5 minutes. Then I'm happy. I can process something. I always think this is nice to do some live streaming, because when you make, I have made, I think, I don't know how many, but a lot of videos about astrophotography, and you're trying to, I always try to put some information on how to do it, of course, but and then it is like astrophotography is this really linear process, setting up your mount, Photolining, choosing the telescope and a camera, pointing it somewhere, short or long exposure pictures. But then in real time, when you're doing astrophotography, of course, the main thing is, at least in the Netherlands, is the weather. It has to be clear. Sometimes you have to be quick setting up. You have 1 or 2 hours to image the planets or the moon or the sun, or maybe you have 1 or 2 clear nights, and then yeah. So planning ahead is something. I'm going to capture it again. That's what makes it also interesting and exciting. So sometimes it's also frustrating when it doesn't work. 40 to go. I hope the buffered frames are already in. I need to go a little bit higher, you see? This is I like this view. Maybe even a bit less sun and a little bit more space. And start. So a bit offset here. I kind of think maybe I shouldn't use my refractor telescope because an apochromatic telescope, and I think around the edges I can see some kind of blurring. I assumed that it was. Now maybe it's the telescope. Anyway, I have to think about it. So we're capturing here. I like this. What do you think? The sunspots in combination with these flares on the background. It's a nice landscape picture of the sun, I think. Although there isn't any land. It's a nice hydrogen landscape picture. Okay, you said, oh, when it's wobbling around, it usually means that clouds are on the way. Ah, please. Be stable atmosphere. So guys, if you like these kind of live views, give the videos a thumbs up if you want. If you don't want to, that's fine too. And yeah, I'm mainly working from home, so that gives me the opportunity sometimes to, when it's clear outside, to drop other stuff and just show you these live images, which I really like. Right. I'm so glad that the sun came back that I can show you this. Marshall Gamer subscribed. Cool. Thank you so much. All right. Let's go a bit. So Marshall Gamer, where are you from? Start. I'm going to do another capture here. Now I'm excited. Oh, please, please, please give me 10-15 minutes of clear skies. Yeah, so as I said before, but perhaps you joined later, I'm assuming you are multitasking when looking at my live stream. So I just started, I think, an hour ago or maybe even more. I have to check. When did I start? I'm streaming now for, what is it? Oh, 1 hour and 20 minutes even. Anyway, and we're looking at the sun. So these are some live images. You see a lot of wobbling. That's because there's a lot of clouds in the atmosphere. And ta-da, here they are again. Oh, that's unfortunate. Go away. Go away, please. And yeah, I was able to show you this sunspot region with the flares. We looked at the disk of the sun, we saw some minor flares, and then we saw very strange activity going on in the sunspot region, the complex sunspot region I'm showing you right now, or at least I was showing you, until the clouds rolled over in. And I think that was an M-class flare we saw, because it's gone now. I hope I got some captures of it. I will try to work on the captures to make a nice image out of it, and hopefully can post it so you can see what I was talking about. You can also rewind the stream and look at the early images of this solar spot. There was a very bright. I think it was a flare. Nelson, you need to go. Have a nice day or afternoon or night, depending on where you are. Thank you for joining. So the point of this stream, to get a live view of the sun, to see what's happening, to look at some active sunspots, hopefully see solar flares bursting out of the sun, finding out more about what the sun actually is, how big it is, its volume, etc. Is that enough? I don't know. Right. And the point, maybe the overall point, is just that I'm super fascinated by everything that moves in space. So the planets, the sun, the moon, but also deep space. Super interesting nebulas you can capture with your telescope, and even galaxies outside of our own galaxy. And here we go again. The clouds are back. Okay, I'm going to take another look outside. Yeah. This is relatively minor. Here we go. It comes back. We're still alive. It's wobbling a lot. I don't think I can get a good picture out of it when the clouds are so close still. But at least we have a live view. So do you want me to take another tour? I will capture it one more time, and then we will take another tour of the sun. Here, you see all this wobbling. That's the atmosphere. Oh no! I see like a patch of blue sky. I think it will be there for about 10-15 minutes, hopefully. Does SharpCap have an option for solar colors overlay? Yeah, actually, I'm showing you this black and white. Yeah, it's cloudy anyway, so I can show you. So I'm showing you this mono image, but I'm working with a color camera, so I can also switch to color. A bit on the red side because of the clouds, but this is a color image of the sun. Pretty cool, huh? I should do something with the gain. But anyway, do you notice this is, I said it before in the stream. So when I switch to mono, so this is color, this is mono, I can see a lot more details in the grayscale in mono. And then what I'm doing is when I'm capturing, I'm trying to capture different regions of the sun, and I try to make a nice picture out of it. In Photoshop, I can always add color later in Photoshop, because as you can see, when we are switching to color, well, that sun is basically yellowish reddish. This is not a good the RGB picture because of these clouds. They are here. You can it's kind of yellowish. Anyway, the sunlight is of course white, but it gets bent in the atmosphere. But anyway, I'm having much more success teasing out the details on the surface of the sun when I'm looking at the sun in black and white. So do you agree with me? You can see it here live. Oh, why are those small clouds still here? My biggest enemies. Our home star. Thanks for making our home star accessible to everyone. Yeah, Roy, you're welcome. So everybody who is interested in looking at the sun in live streaming the sun, then definitely subscribe to the channel, because I will be trying, at least I will try to do these kind of live streams, and there will be a day, I promise you, that the skies are actually clear in the Netherlands. But that day is not today. Whoa, no, I really thought that we would have blue skies now. But when I'm looking at the sun, I'm not actually looking at the sun because it hurts my eyes too much. Never look at the sun directly, right? Did I already mention that? And also, when you have a scope, you have to use a solar filter, of course, to look at the sun. For me, I think for everybody that's kind of obvious, right? But maybe just to be sure, let me mention that once again. An artificial overlay software. Yeah, you have some settings, I know for sure. But here we have an image boost, frame stack. Can we stack actually in real time? I never tried. Live stack. What happens? Oh, my desktop freezes. Oh, what did I do? Oh, nothing happens. Oh, here we go. Does it work? Frames ignored. Everything. Ah, it ignores the frames. There's something wrong then or so. Filter, brightness. Okay, I need to check out how this works because I'm not stacking the frames. That would be cool. It doesn't work. That's the only thing. Okay, I will clear this. Wait, I will stop this. I will go back to... Oh, was it stacking? I don't know. So actually what stacking is that you take these frames. So I'm taking now 10 frames per second. So when you do live stacking, it should... SharpCap should be able to stack all the individual frames together to get this maybe brighter image. No, why is it not working? So this is clear, resume, save and reset every 5 minutes, align frames. Should I just put off the filter? Auto save. Nah, it ignores everything. Yeah, Roy, of course I will when we have clear, if we have clear skies. That's a big if in the Netherlands. It's not stacking. Status. Frames not stacked because no alignment found. Because we are not... Yeah, but it's not... Okay, I have to look this up. Okay, anyway, I'm wasting time now. Why am I doing this while I have to capture everything now? Okay. Alright. Go north then? Nope. I think I have a couple of this. I will move back to that flare, I think. And let's see if there's anything else happening right now. Yeah, this small little... Let's expose it a bit more. Definitely some flares. So I had to wait for 1.5 hours before we got this image back of the sun, but it's definitely worthwhile, I think. Yeah. Nah. I'm looking for something even more spectacular, although these C-class flares, they are already, I think, maybe about Earth size. Oh? Some device disconnected. I hope it's not the telescope. Oh, here we are again. Oh yeah, I will take a couple of other videos of that flare. Oh, I think it's dissipating. I have to go back to the start of the stream, but I think it was brighter back then. I can also, of course, play around with exposure, so I'm never completely sure. So I'm trying to find a sweet spot between the flare and the surface. There is no, I think. Either I overexpose the surface and I have the flare, or the other way around. Well, I will first do... no. It's wobbling a lot. We have clouds. It's maybe another reason why it doesn't stack. Thanks, Roy. You will be crossing my fingers, your fingers for me. That's very nice of you. Let's hope for the best. 25th of October. We will have a partial... in the Netherlands, we will have a partial solar eclipse. There's only like a small gap. How do you call that? So a small spot will be covered from the point of the Netherlands. It will definitely not be a complete solar eclipse, but in Europe we missed out on the solar eclipse you had in the US. So we are already happy with a partial solar eclipse. And I know that in November, for those of you, if you are interested in space events, natural events in space, in November, I think it's the 8th November, you have a lunar eclipse in the United States. Unfortunately not in Europe, because the sun will be below the horizon when it happens. Sorry for that. Both of my neighbors have corona, by the way, so just hoping I will stay alive. Eclipse, lunar eclipse 2022. No, not meaning. The next one. Next. No, blood moon, I mean. The next blood moon. November 7, 8. I will check it out. So, beginning of November. Oh, I think this is the 10th time it happened. Let me go outside again. Yep. So we are looking at another major cloud, and it will pass eventually, but I think it will take 10-15 minutes. So guys and girls, I think I will end the stream here. So thank you so much for watching this live stream. It wasn't perfect. We had a lot of clouds, but we did see some live views of the sun today. A nice sunspot, some strange activity in the beginning of the stream if you want to check that out. So yeah, please give this video a thumbs up if you like the content. I will be back hopefully with some more live stream events. Oh, here we go again. And then the sun appears again. With some more live stream events. And let's check. I don't think it will come back. And what I wanted to say is thanks for watching and hope to see you back on the channel. No, it's going. All right. James, you were there. Again, you're such a nice person. All of this is great to watch. Thanks. I will be ending the stream because of the clouds, James, but hopefully we will talk to each other during another live stream or another event. So guys, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much for listening, for joining. If you have any recommendations, put them in the comment section. I will take a look at it and see you in the next live stream, I think, or the next video. Bye.